Warning, you are now entering the madhouse. Butt sex, cursing, racial comments, and sexual content. If you are prepared for the insanity and joy, and don't forget to subscribe for more bumfuckery. Welcome to the place where you're in the camera and I'm the screen. I'm your host, EmidGR3Y, and we are back for another review today. And what? 2 in a day? Emid, you keeping up? You fucking spoiling us right now? I know, I've been spoiling y'all for a bit now. Better enjoy it, because it's going to be like that. Maybe not forever, but I'll try keeping it like that as long as possible. You know, but today we're here to review the Batman Telltale Games series as a whole. The entire first season. That's all 5 episodes. So we're not going to talk individual episodes or stuff like that. We'll talk about cues from each one, but we're not going to go into deep detail on each one. We're going to review the entire series as a whole and as one video game, which is what it is and what it's meant. It's meant to be enjoyed as a series, but I mean, it's fun. We're going to do it like that. But I just want to start off by saying I'm sorry in advance. I know I said it in the last review and I'll say it in this one again. I am sick. My voice sounds kind of shitty. That's because it is. I'm sick right now. I'm very, very sick. And it's even hard for me to speak without coughing. So if you have weird cuts in the video and cuts between dialogue and stuff and kind of don't make sense, because I was probably coughing up my liver and I lost my train of thought and I had to go back and edit it out. Okay, so that's why that's like that. But anyway, let's get right into it. Also, I just want to say I'm wearing the Joker hat, and I'm wearing one of my. I had another T-shirt that had all of Batman's Rogues Gallery, but I wore this one. This is from this is the Batman's Rogues Gallery from the Detective Comics, which is what inspired the Telltale Games series. So we got can I do this? The Joker, Catwoman, the Riddler, and Penguin. So yeah, there's that. I thought I'd throw that in there, and yeah. If you know what that's from, leave it in the comments. Tell me right now, folks. But anyway, let's get into it. God damn it, Telltale Games done it again. No surprise, considering Warner Brother and Telltale Games teamed up for this one. Warner Brother does a great job at storytelling, and I think they really did a great job when they handed it off to Telltale and was like, here, make a game out of this. Batman is a touchy subject nowadays, especially for me and for other fans. I've read a good deal of Batman comics. I've played a lot of the games. I've been a huge Batman fan for a long time. And if you don't know, I mean, come on. How many other people would own this much Batman stuff? I have like 3 hats that are Batman. I literally like 40 shirts that are Joker and Batman themed. And it's like, what? You know, and then, you know, so I'm a big fan of Batman, so it's very touchy for me to talk about this, and I'm very critical when it comes to these things because I am a big fan. I do want to see, you know, a really nice rendition of the comics done on screen, and, you know, especially since Batman versus Super... I've been a huge fan of Batman since I was a child, but since Batman and Superman was a huge fucking flop, you know, it's what can I say? It wasn't a total complete waste. I'll probably do a video on it eventually, especially with Wonder Woman and all that coming up. How I think they can pull that back and be successful as a franchise DC, but that's for another video. But Batman, Superman flopped for the most part. I mean, let's be honest, Batman was the best part of that whole fucking movie. But you know, it's all kind of looming on the Batman fans' consciousness and on my you know. With the flop of Batman vs. Superman and the success of Arkham Knight, it's, you know, it's like, oh, where was this game gonna land? You know, there's 2 big events in a year for Batman fans, and it's like, ugh. So my expectations were minimal at best. I didn't know what I was gonna be getting into. I knew it was gonna be good. It was Telltale. I knew they were gonna butcher it, but at the same time, it's like, you're not gonna be Arkham, any of the Arkham games. Amazing games. You know, you can't beat those games. They're really good. They do a great job of bringing the real nitty-gritty dark feeling of the stories out, and you're not going to be Christopher Nolan's Batman. Nobody's ever going to be Christopher Nolan's Batman. He did it the best. No one can say that he didn't make the best superhero movie ever made. Batman Begins. Nobody can say that. And then, well, maybe actually I think the second Batman, I think Dark Knight is a little bit better than the first one, but my opinion. But anyway, you know, you have, like I said, expectations were very minimal. You have the very, very action-focused franchise that is the Arkham games. And then you have the very story-oriented movies and stuff. And then, you know, like the comics are very story-oriented more than the action, so, right? So,
I thought the Telltale Games bit was going to be a bit off. I didn't know where they were going to land in that category. I thought at first, when I first heard that Telltale was going to take this on, I thought they were going to bite off more than they could chew, and it was going to be terrible. But thank God I was wrong. They did a great job keeping a happy medium between those two things. You know, they kept a very strong story with still having those action sequences in there that were fun and engaging, and that is what matters in the end. They did a great job. They did a good thing here. Excited to see where this goes. As far as the story goes, it's another origin story. Blah! I mean, those are am I going to have to see in fucking my lifetime. God, especially Batman origin stories. Seriously, man. God damn it. But you know what? I'm going to say this much. This one wasn't terrible. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It does a fairly but entertaining way of telling his story, and I didn't mind it at all, really. I thought it was cool. I liked it. It was really you can tell they took a lot of Detective Comics and into account when they did all this, and it was like, you know, that's cool to see as a fan. You know, they're really sticking to the source material, and I love that. I love when they can do that, but you know, they still put their own twist on it because they're making their own universe here. And you know, you play as Batman and Bruce Wayne equally throughout the entire series. You're back and forth between them constantly. And I think that makes it different. You build, as a player, the choices you make and stuff. You build both personas separately. And it's like, whoa, you really do see how different they are from one another. And that's something that not a lot of movies do and not a lot of games do. And this one does a great job of doing that. You really have two completely different personalities when you're on each. And that is really entertaining and really cool. And they did a great job. It gives an interesting dynamic to the game, and it gives an interesting dynamic to the story, because you're really making the choice of, you could be an absolute asshole as Batman, and you could be an angel as Bruce Wayne, and you know, and it's like, you know, complete polar opposites, but there's the same person, which is really weird. So who is he really? You know, that kind of thing. And you know, we could delve into that a lot more, but I'm not going to do that in this video. You follow Batman in the beginning of his Cape and Cowl crusade, and it's really cool to see the evolution. You know, he's already past the point where he's just starting, so, you know, he has quite a bit of experience. But now we're getting into the really bad guys, the really big threats to come to Gotham, the really big threats to come to Batman. And it's like, you're seeing him deal with all this being thrown at him and evolve past it and move past it and conquer his own demons and stuff. So it's really interesting, and you get to see the introduction to a lot of villains. You know, Two-Face, Penguin, Catwoman, and the Joker, to name a few. And there's nods to others in there, but not as much as you would think, and not as much as I would have liked more. But you know, they did a great job. So yeah, you get that, and then Telltale Games really drew most of their inspiration from Detective Comics and from the storylines and everything. And then they fit it into their own new universe that they've created here in this Telltale Games thing. So it's like, it's something old, but something new at the same time, which is a really cool thing. They did a good job. The game was fun and engaging, and it makes you feel like you are really in control of who is Batman. You know, Batman is a hero, and Bruce is a person, and you know, you kind of build those personas, and you build that repertoire with each one, and you have your own way of playing with each one. It's really unique, really different, and I think that's cool, and I think that's a very unique aspect to this game for sure, and Telltale Games kills it when it comes to uniqueness on games. Visually, it's not for everyone, I'll say that much. It's not the hyper-realistic, kick-ass look of an Arkham Asylum game, but it's, you know, that very hand-drawn, kind of beautiful art style that Telltale Games is known for. It's very unique, it's very cartoony, and it's very beautifully done, and it looks cool. You know, it looks like somebody airbrushed every scene and every frame of that game, and that's really what Telltale Games is about. It's beautiful. It's one of the things Telltale Games is known for. I think it's one of the better things that they're known for, and it's a good thing. I think Minecraft Story Mode is a little bit better looking when it comes to this art style, because, you know, the blockiness and the textures and everything kind of just, it goes much better with this style of art than Batman does. But Batman's a close second. But Minecraft Story Mode is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit better. It's very close. It's not the most critically acclaimed or disclaimed thing out there. These are averages, and Medtronic gave it a 67 out of 100. GameSpot gave it an 8 out of 10. IGN gave it a 7.5 out of 10. The reviews aren't terrible, but they're not great for the game. It had its flaws in the story and holes in the story, and some things weren't great, and stuff like that. But we're not going to really get into that because we're talking about it as a whole. And for me to get into what was bad about it, it would take breaking down a couple of the episodes. I don't really want to do that because that would be a long video. But it's the first season of a game series, and because that's what they do here. It's an episodic masterpiece, as I like to call them, and it's a new frontier for Telltale Games. This was all unheard territory. All Batman related media is gone over with a fine-tooth comb nowadays, really badly, and it's a good thing. That's perfect because it's going to push creators to make great content like this, like Arkham games, like the Christopher Nolan's Batmans and stuff like that. It's going to take people stop half-assing it and give the fans what they want. God damn it! And that's what makes this a unique and fun thing. It's this game by no way, shape, or form is this a perfect game, but that's fine. It's an introduction into what I hope is a long-running franchise series of games, like The Walking Dead is now, and like Minecraft Story Mode is, and like other games have been. And I hope it continues. I can't wait to see what comes next. My rating, I always give a 1 out of 13 rating, and this is an 11 out of 13 for me. It was, like I said, it wasn't perfect. It had its issues for sure. Frame rate and graphical issues plagued PC and console fans alike. Made it really hard to play the game. There was a lot of patches, and they kind of fixed it, but it's still, there were still those moments where it dropped. And I think what it really came down to is Telltale released this too soon. I think they should have perfected it, done all the proper testings, and then released it. But it was such an exciting thing; they wanted to get it out there. I understand. You wanted to put something new out there, and they have their own schedule because The Walking Dead new season just came out and all that stuff. So yeah, it makes sense. Like I said, some parts of the stories don't connect well, and there's holes in the plot and stuff here and there. But I mean, it's very minor and very not noticeable in the long sense, and it's something like only really true super fans are going to notice anyway. If you know what I'm talking about, let's talk about it down in the comments. But I'm not going to delve into it too much because it would take way too damn long to explain all these things and explain the backstory why I think it's the way it is. It's not worth it. But like I said, most people wouldn't notice it. I did. I love unique and beautiful takes on old and known characters, and this is what that is. This is a very not new so much, but it's kind of like a redub, but it's not a redub. You know what I mean? It's a new take on old material that makes it modern, and I think that's cool. That's a good thing. It's bringing back the original, and that's cool. And it did them justice for the most part. Actually, I think it did them justice overall. My favorite character throughout was Two-Face. You get that real sense of who Harvey Dent is in the beginning. He's very strong. He's very fearless. He really wants to change the city. And then you see his rapid decline. When he first gets hit, when he first meets the Penguin, when he gets attacked and his face gets burned, and then eventually you as Bruce push him over the edge. When you and Selena, you steal Selena Kyle from him, and it's like, whoa, that's crazy. You really see the evolution, and you see it up close and personal compared to other takes on the Two-Face. This was really well done because you're really close to the issue. You're his best friend, and then you decline to being his arch nemesis. And it's like, what? It's very cool. And then the Joker in this, in episode 4, when you go to Arkham Asylum. God damn it, he did a good job. I love the feel of this Joker, and I'm a massive fan of the Joker. I love the Joker. I'm absolutely way more of a fan of him than I am of Batman. I'm always rooting for the bad guys. I'm that kind of person. He's got this twisted personality, and I have all my theory. I have a lot of theories on the Joker that I'm not going to delve into, but he's a very unique character, and there's a lot more to him than we, the fans, see. And you really got to look past just a comic book to understand who the Joker is. But this Joker is interesting. For one thing and one thing, I fell in love with him because this Joker is intelligent. Most Jokers, they just come off as crazy and just nuts and stupid, and they don't know what they're doing. This guy, he comes off as very intelligent. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows more than he's letting on, and he's leading towards something in the future that's going to change DCU in this universe for the worse. And it's really good. They put together it well, and you really want to know more about him. You want to see more, but they only let you see a little bit. They don't let you see that psychotic side of him. Like, most people really bring out the psychotic side that they think, oh, the Joker's so over the top, and that's not who the Joker is sometimes. He's very laid back. He's very nonchalant about things. He has everything planned out 10 steps ahead, and you're just now catching on to what he's doing. It's like, oh, God, now how do I get ahead of him? And it's like, we don't know what he's going to do yet. We don't know what his plan is. We know something. It has something to do with Bruce now. And he knows about the Batman, and it's like, oh, this is so interesting. I can't wait to see where they go with that. It's great. It's a great take on a classic story, and I can't wait to see more of it. I'm a fan of Telltale Games, obviously. I've played through Minecraft Story Mode. I've played through what's the Game of Thrones one they did, and the Walking Dead. I haven't played the new season of Walking Dead yet, but I plan on doing that. And it's like, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of episodic masterpieces like this. I love it. I love when they do this. The only episodic masterpiece I haven't done yet is Hitman, but I plan on doing that when it all comes out, and then I'll play through it all at the same time, and when the last one comes out. But this is a great production by Telltale. I love it so much. I can't wait for season 2. I know there's going to be a season 2. They left it with cliffhangers in the end, so it's like, oh my God, we got to see more. And that they did a good job. And that's good. Check out my playthrough of the game on my channel. It's up right now. If you haven't already, go check it out. I got other games on there too. I got it. I just started Gears of War 4 today. I got Mafia 3 up there, stuff like that. Also, my favorite episodic masterpiece is on, and I should have grabbed the Batman comics I have, but Life is Strange is the best episodic masterpiece that has ever been made. And if you have not experienced this story, go watch it. This is a limited edition box set for Xbox One that I actually ordered when it came out, and I love it. It's awesome. I actually have. I've been trying to get a copy of the soundtrack on vinyl for the longest time, but it's expensive. I don't have the money to get it yet, but I'm gonna get one. I love that. But yeah, that's always gonna be my favorite. It's just awesome. They did an incredible job with the story. Incredible, beautifully done master. That is the true meaning of an episodic masterpiece. Is Life is Strange, in my opinion. That's a beautiful game. Anyway, I'm rambling. Check out that and this. Those are my episodic things that are up on the channel right now, also for Minecraft Story Mode. Check out my reviews, other reviews I've done in the past. I did another one today, which was Gears of War Ultimate Edition. There'll be more in the future. There'll be, album reviews and product reviews and stuff like that. I got a bunch of that stuff up on the channel already. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, new series, make sure to subscribe down below. I'll see you all in the next video of whatever I make. Ta-ta for now. Now I'm out. Poof.